on. If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. My name is PalmettoStar, the Ratchet Revolutionary, host of 2 Raw for TV.
So if y'all grateful for life, let me get it, girl.
This is the anniversary of the Nat Turner Rebellion, the largest slave revolt in all of the Americas. Nat Turner put it down, so we're putting it down for him. Today is the day of the dragon. This is what started Black August, and that's why we're here.
This Vic Star literally deal with nobility, royalty, courage.
I can hear the verses singing to me, like Lauryn Hill. If I ruled the world, there would be no such thing as a police responsible for a black person being killed.
Everything that these brothers demonstrated is dealing with that.
Use your platforms as a weapon. Attack this organization.
How you gonna clown me because I cultivate the land I own? You don't even know me. But I never saw kings argue with peasants, so why would I ever think that you could dethrone me?
Black action, which is known as black love, right?
So many of my children have awakened, and I'm here for the shaking.
I made a vow right there and then to never ever be light-skinned again.
That's why you judge me from beneath me all the time, trying to convince my mind that I need you to complete me. Nigga, please. I'm Adam and Eve, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the original M-A-N, and I am.
To the young queen who sells her body on OBT, your legs do not have to be lampposts to be the brightest lights on the trail.
Y'all ain't no goddamn slaves, so hear me when I say us goddamn blacks, us niggas are still here fighting for our rights.
Kick back, relax, and talk your shit, right?
Someone's going to walk away with $100, y'all. Someone's going to walk away with $100. Today is very, very revolutionary, and these poets that I'm bringing up are just as revolutionary. So we're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be hosting.
Wow, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? I like to do energy checks. If y'all never seen me before, I like to do energy checks. So if y'all grateful for life, let me get it, girl. Alright, we outside. Just want to make sure everybody alive. You know what I'm saying? Welcome again to the Nat Turner Poetry Slam. Happy anniversary, ancestor. Yes. I am Wizdom the Healer, coming to you live and direct. And we are here celebrating this wonderful day. We are celebrating this wonderful month, and we are celebrating us. So let me get a round of applause, please, for all of y'all, because we are beautiful melanin. Look here. Let me get it stronger, y'all. Come on, like we throwing shots in the air. You feel me? We got our DJ here, DJ Jack. Yes. I like that. See, you gotta go see, gotta get the vibes. You know what I'm saying? So this poetry, we have our poetry slam again, and we're gonna have a very good time. We have dope poets in the building. We have dope vendors in the building that can align your chakras, that can align everything that you need, your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. Y'all know the vibes, man. It's gonna be beautiful because we definitely gonna dance too. So if y'all shy to dancing, we ain't gonna be shy today. I'm gonna tell you that right now, like, cause I love to dance. So I do want to say that I do have a podcast on iHeartRadio. So if anybody is interested on an interview and y'all want content, like you want to pretty much build your resume, contact me because I do also do artist development and entrepreneurship development. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with the jams. Let's go, DJ Jazz.
Something special for you.
I want to give a warm welcome to my business partner, someone that's been rocking with me for years, for over a decade. She's been part of the movement, and she just recently got married. I did her marriage ceremony, her union ceremony. So without further ado, the president of Colored Only Cafe, the vendor right there, so you guys can check them out, Colored Only Cafe. You can only get it here. So the president of Colored Only Cafe, Courtney Omega. If you guys give her applause, I need to hear some more. I need to hear all her applause.
Thank you. Y'all, this is shaping up so lovely. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is really shaping up beautifully. When Palmetto first brought this idea to me a couple of years ago, I was like, man, I don't know, poetry's not really my thing. You know, I like hip hop and I'll do that stuff, but I don't know. And he invited me out. He took me out to Tamika Fest. and with Georgia Me, and I was blown away. So I was excited. I was like, okay, you know, how are we gonna make Plain Malcolm X Day even bigger this year? And when he took me there, I was like, oh my gosh, that's how we're gonna do it. Like that looked amazing. The energy was incredible. So it just fit, and it was already just kind of written that it was going to be that way. So as Brother Palmetto said, we've been rocking for years. The movement, this is not something new to us. This is something that we're true to. And with Black August approaching, knowing that this is such a revolutionary time in not only our history, but history in general. You know, we have to start getting very comfortable with knowing that and understanding that our history is history. And it's not just something that's exclusive to us or to our group. This is something that is significant to the nation, it's significant to the world, our history. So when we talk about August, let's talk about some prominent things that have happened. How did it become Black August? We know that Marcus Garvey's birthday is this month. We do know that. But do we also know that the arrival of the first cargo of slaves ever that came to America, it happened literally just yesterday. August 20th, 1619, the first documented cargo. And I know there's a lot of information out there about whether we are indigenous to this place. We're indigenous everywhere. I want people to understand that. We're indigenous everywhere. So when I say that the first cargo of our ancestors arrived, this is not excluding us from the indigenous population that was already here. But the first cargo that came from Africa arrived on August 20th, 1619. Let's know, it arrived in Jamestown, Virginia. Let's know our history, and let's know what the biggest cargo ever was moved from Savannah, Georgia. The Weeping Time. Let's know our history. And right now, in that same space, the biggest sale of slaves ever happened right here in Georgia. There were almost 300 slaves that were sold off on one day. On one day, they lost their families, our ancestors, prisoners of war. They lost their families, they lost their lineage, they lost their history on that one day. And that area where this happened, right here in Savannah, Georgia, they are selling that to Salvation Army. So you all use your platforms as a weapon. Use it as a weapon. Attack this organization, because we love to say, well, we didn't know. We love to say that. We didn't know. Well, now you can't say, you know, my mom when I got a certain age, my mom said, what I tell you isn't because I know you're going to do whatever you're going to do. But when you get a certain age, I'm telling you this so you cannot say that nobody ever told you different. So we know what's happening. Salvation Army literally right now is petitioning to buy that area. It's called the Weeping Time. They're positioning to purchase that entire area. And what do you think? Do you think when they purchase that, they're going to have any history of what happened there? That they were a part of one of the biggest mass traumatic events of this state, of this nation? The biggest sale ever of human cargo happened right here in Georgia. So y'all, and I don't know how we gonna transition that to, y'all, if y'all want to get a brunch all night menu, just come on over to the Colored On Cafe. But on the brunch all night menu, we do have brunch all night. Y'all, I'm from Florida, so you know we got that. Brunch all night. We got a little shaky music going. We got some booty music, but we do have on the menu, we have kale gyros, we have cinnamon waffles. We also have creamy grits with mushrooms. This is a plant-based menu, so not chicken and waffles, but we do have mushrooms as well as over grits. And then my favorite menu item, y'all, pineapple-based lemonade, no sugar added, but I promise you, y'all, everybody always asks, is there a little something in there? I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'll tell y'all the truth, but I'm gonna let y'all decide. But you're gonna feel like it is, because it's definitely a natural high that you get from it. But all of the items are available. And if anybody actually, you paid today, like this is your day that you paid, you get a menu item for free. So that means, you know, all my pre-registered people, don't worry, we got y'all too, because we got raffles coming all night. But if you came in and you paid at the door today, you do get a menu item for free. So check us out, Colored Only Cafe, and you can see us online at coloredonlycafe.com. On Instagram, we're Colored Only Cafe, and on TikTok, it's Colored Only Courtney. Thank y'all.
All right, give it up one more time for Courtney Omega. Yes, that's her real name. Yes, yes. And you guys check her out, Colored Only Cafe. Where else can you find this? Where else can you find this but here at Black August ATL? So Wizdom the Healer is here. You guys check her out.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Big Brother says Sia. Who the leader?
We the leader.
We the leader. You know the vibes. Oh, we gotta do this again. We gotta do this again, right? When I said who the leader, y'all gotta say we the leader. Y'all ready? Who the leader?
We the leader.
You know the vibes.
I want to bring Free Will to the stage. He's gonna show
give
it.
it up
I
for
see my
Free
princess here on the stage. Yeah. So you give me your Instagram and all that. Let them know what's going on, and then you go in.
How y'all doing? I go by Free Will. You can find me on Instagram at Free William Chapman. That's Free Will Chapman. CHATMAN. So I'm gonna kick it off just to give y'all a little flavor on how the slam goes. Once upon a time in the projects. Hey, once upon a time in the projects. Yeah. Once upon a time in the projects. Hey, once upon a time in the projects. Yo. Let me take y'all back to the beginning. Back to the 80s when I was just a baby. See, the 90s was my golden years. Those the years that really made it. But see, they was crazy. I was just a youngin' on the block, wheeling bikes. From in the summertime, playing the fire hydrant to late night having hood fights. But I still had to be in front of the house before the street lights. Because I never lived the street life. I didn't gang bang, my pants they didn't hang. That means I didn't sag, no rag in my back pocket to represent my flag. I'm not knocking the streets, I'm just saying it wasn't me. I was a kid that lived in the hood who felt everything was all good. I knew the Crips and Bloods and I knew the OGs. Come on. But I never took the hood forsaken. Loud gunshots at night and I'm praying nobody life got taken. Gonna find out there was my little homie Chris that got shot and he might not make it. See, that's why the hood cries. Cause every other night somebody in the hood dies. So don't tell me what I haven't seen. So give me the same thing they gave Martin Luther King on the same night he had a dream. Because I got a dream of everybody from the hood being a prospect. But it's hard to digest the process because the progress we living in the projects. Come on. Get it? Projects. In operation. We do one crime. These white folks give us time like a math equation. 5 times 5 equals 25 to life. That's the time that most black people is facing. We get broke, lose hope, start selling dope and end up in incarceration. Come on. So looking at the costs we facing, hell yeah, where we from is hard to make it. That's why I love when a black person take a different route just to figure it out, just to make it out. Ain't that's what it's all about? Then they get mad once we make it out and try to say that we're a product of our environment. When they're the ones that's picking from the product of our environment. When they're the ones that's putting the product in our environment. When they're the ones that get happy when we dominate in sports. Because we're a product of our environment. See, it's messed up the way it's set up. But I think the setup is just a setup. So don't get fed up. Keep your head up. Represent your hood and be proud of where you're from and stay 10 toes down. I'm from St. Louis, Walnut Park, and I wish all my homies can hear me right now. Thank y'all.
All right. The next person I want to bring up is a brother. He has his own poetry. He has his own poetry show. A very dope brother that I met, and he's wearing a very wonderful shirt. The same shirt that y'all see right here. Yes, hit me up for those BSB definition tees. But the brother's Sincere. So without further ado, you guys give it up for Sincere.
Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing? When I say say what's up, family, y'all say me. What's up, family? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we kick this thing off in a very melanated way. Alright, for those of you who do not know, as carbon beings, we are one of the greatest things that has ever been created from the source itself. How many of y'all believe that? Let me see your hands.
Hey.
Alright, so we in here to honor great ancestors like the Nat Turner. Alright, so this piece right here is a revolutionary black action which is known as black love. Alright,
Hey.
so the agenda over the years has been to separate us, the black man from the black woman. We ain't going for the banana in the tailpipe no more. Alright, so this joint right here is called The Wonders of a Woman. So we came from matriarchy, so we gonna take it back to that space. Y'all like with that? Say alright?
Alright.
I am amazed at how such a soft and delicate frame she can carry the weight of the world on her shoulders. See, each time the light hits her face at a certain angle, I swear I'm in the presence of God's favorite angel. You see, although she moves with the grace of a ballerina, I know her feet hurt from walking in those hills all day, but it's okay because of witnessing the wonders of a woman. See, I'm amazed at how she can get up early in the day, get her children ready for school, work all day and study all night, but still have enough energy and a smile to light up a room using no electricity at all. To me, that's one hell of a woman, y'all, but don't mind me. I'm just in awe of the wonders of a woman, how she speaks with such intelligence and moves like it's so effortless. If there was ever a such thing as a walking, living, breathing, talking miracle, she is it. Is that her skin, or is the land of milk and honey that we were promised when we satisfied the requirements of God's covenant? See, I'm not tripping, but you see, now I understand why they say that the woman was created after the man. Have you ever heard the expression, saving the best for last? Oh yeah. We're constructing the woman with ingredients like the strength of an ox when it comes to protecting what she loves, and the heart to care with most things she shouldn't, couldn't, or wouldn't, and the presence to capture the entire audience without saying a single word or even uttering a simple verb, because our actions, they speak for themselves, and that's just a few wonders of a woman. I mean, trust me. I can go on and on for days and marvel in many ways until my breath runs thin. And as I begin again, I'll tell you about how I want to put my hands on her, but not in a way that a coward would that has a problem exercising his manhood, but in a way that'll make her think about me, which is making that first cup of coffee, stirring in some sugar, mixing in just enough cream, not enough flavor to make it taste for her buds. Okay. I mean, I'm just amazed at how we're given such a gift, and we don't even realize it until somebody else wants to unwrap it. I mean, could it be that over time, just after we wine and dine, we all get comfortable and feel that everything is just fine, and then we begin to unwind, and before you know it, all there is just time. See, I don't know, but one thing I do know is I don't want to bear the thought of what life would be like without the wonders of the black woman. Would you? Thank you.
Hold on, before we go ahead and go with our next poet though, right? I need to hear the energy in this room because we got more people here now, right? So if you're grateful for life, let me get it, girl. Alright, we outside, we outside. As you were saying though, our next poet that we have is Be Nice. We got Be Nice in the building. Where Be Nice at? Girl, let me get some energy, girl. Let's get it. No,
I'm just saying, I know I'm not gonna be first, so I'm gonna get a little minute to get over my nervousness.
You done been on that Apollo stage.
Third place winner at Apollo dinner. Hey. It's your girl, Be Real, first name, last name, Nice. My business is born in words. And I pray that the words that flow from my mouth speak wisdom. Do it not wisdom, cry and understand and put it forth her truth. She standeth in the top of high places by the ways and the places of her path. She standeth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming ins of the doors. Unto you, woman, I come. And my voice is to the sons of man. My mouth shall speak righteousness, my lips shall utter goodness. Wickedness is an abomination to my tongue. So may the words that flow from my mouth speak wisdom. So that minds are changed, goals are made, old wounds are healed, and dreams are now being filled. May the words that flow from my mouth add power to one's self-esteem, driving you to your biggest dreams, allowing the world to know that we're all truly God's kings and
acquaintance. Generations. Generations, I said. Umbrella. From Mother Africa to Miss America. Seed sold. Stolen seeds sold. My children were taken away from me. Generations, generations, I said. Placed on a land far across the sea. Generations, generations, I said. You brought them to this land. You made them slaves to man. Feet burning from the sand. Knowledge gone, you placed it with your own. Come on, poet. Names unknown, you gave them your own. Beat to the bone, hung from the head, forced in bed. You mix your blood with my blood and you call your man human. You came back and you stole my gold and you told my children that it was me who sold. Generations, generations, I said. Miss America. So many of my children have awakened, and I'm here for the shaking up of the others. Generations, generations, wake up. Thank you.
All right. Well, this poet, he was at the Poetry Slam last year, at the Nat Turner Poetry Slam last year, where we did it at the Core. But he is a fantastic poet, awesome artist, and just a great individual. Without further ado, I would like to introduce y'all to Josh V. Give it up for Josh V.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace, man. Peace and love.
This piece ain't that long, so I'm gonna try to take my time with it. That's all right with y'all.
Alright.
I don't know what everybody else think about when they, get up every day, but I think about liberation.
Facts.
So I'm gonna do this piece called Liberation Sang to Me. By the way, my name is Josh V. I'm a poet and spoken word artist from Mullen, South Carolina.
Alright.
Shout out to the Gullah Geese community.
Hey.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Diana Ross. For me to be free today, my ancestors have suffered a great deal of exhaust. So it is up to me to make sure that their legacy is never lost. I can hear liberation singing to me, like Gladys Knight. I heard Atlanta was the black Mecca, so I left South Carolina on a midnight train to Georgia one night.
Come on, let's go.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Aretha Franklin. We need a petition to get Malcolm X put on that $100 bill and take off Benjamin Franklin.
Hey.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Erykah Badu. Somebody tell Congress to pass Bill H.R. 40 and give us our reparations that we'll do.
Hey.
Say that. I can hear liberation singing to me, like India Ari. I fight daily for my people, like Layla Ali.
Come on.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Lauryn Hill. If I ruled the world, there would be no such thing as a police responsible for a black person being killed.
Hey.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Angie Stone. Africa is in my blood, although America is my home.
Come on.
I can hear liberation singing to me, like Jill Scott. I'm not convinced by these black faces in high places to think that they're working for us, because most of the time they not. I can hear liberation singing to me, like Floetry. I got to aim to uplift my community through my spoken word and through my poetry. I can hear liberation singing. That's that piece I shake.
PalmettoStar, because he gonna say something. Yes, you are. Yeah, I'll put you on the spot.
Okay. All right. Now, if you know me,
So he backed up.
you know me. You know I am a hip hop artist. I currently am doing a revolutionary radio show called Too Raw for TV. We've been broadcasting since November 4th, 2010. We've had guests like Charlamagne the God on the show, Dr. Claude Anderson, Young Pharaoh. I mean, about everybody on the show. But one of the things that I talk about is the black flag. And the black flag, this is what I'm representing, you know what I'm saying? Black flag is for basically black people, so you know what it is as soon as you see it. It also represents never surrender or anything like that. It's not a gang thing. So when I put this up, people think about it as a gang thing. No, this is about us unifying. You know what I'm saying? And this black flag doesn't need any explanation. You know, I love Marcus Garvey. I love what he brought to us. But you know what I'm saying, when he was talking about the land in Africa, the green was for the land, that's in Africa. We are indigenous to everywhere. The black flag is for black people. This ain't no gang thing. This is the main thing. You gotta have a orangutan ball to hang in the same ring. It's such a strange thing for you dang lame brains until I bring the hook back and say bang bang and sing the hook over again. This cold world is sitting on the shoulders of men. The holders of pen, slam dunking, holding the room. They crumb at the crumb, cutting tracks like the facial scars on my skin. My southern draw is so raw. Who's that boy? PalmettoStar getting mobbed by bands as soon as I get out the car. Supercharged, lit like Cuban cigars, spit like 200 bars. Stick like fluid or tar. Step your game at the part before you fucking with odds. Eat you like chocolate bars, then I get high like Mars. I'm telling y'all, they rap about hoes, clothes, and nuggets. See them on the streets though, they ballers on a budget. Bang, 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 the bang, bang, bang. All these damn rappers say the same thing while we bang, 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 the bang, bang, bang. All these damn rappers say the same thing while we bang, 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 the bang, bang, bang. All these damn rappers say the same thing while we bang, 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 the bang, bang, bang. All these damn rappers say the same thing. Black flag, y'all.
They call me arrogant because I talk big shit. And my energy is big dick. And it ain't gotta be 9 inches long and 3 inches thick. But it is. So I said, wow. So listen, contrary to popular belief, this piece is not about my dick. If you listen to the words I say, they call me arrogant because I talk big shit. And my energy is big dick. And it ain't gotta be 9 inches long and 3 inches thick, which is a pretty nice size dick, but it is. So you got every right to call me cocky. Cause I refuse to copy the monotony of social norms telling me who I can and cannot be. Because if I copy you, who would I be? And who the fuck would you be without me? You need me. That's why you judge me from beneath me all the time, trying to convince my mind that I need you to complete me. Nigga, please. I'm Adam and Eve, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the original M-A-N, and I am the backbone of civilization. I'm the pinnacle of God's creation. I'm the indigenous, aboriginal, I'm Cuban and Haitian. I'm Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Jamaican. I'm Persian, Indian, Arab, and Asian. I'm Geechee, Creole, American, nigga, African. I am a nation. Let's go. Yeah, here's something y'all like, just snap, say something, you know what I'm saying? Give me some energy. I'm a nation, and that's why they call me arrogant, because I talk that shit, and my energy is still fat dick. Gotta say it with some bass, you know what I'm saying? That's how I make my energy, you know what I'm saying? It's still fat dick, and it ain't gotta be 9 inches long, no fuck that. It ain't gotta be 12 inches long and 5 inches thick, but I walk like it. It's me walking on that dick, okay? And that's why you intimidated, because I'm melanated and I rise to every occasion. And no matter how much I'm hated and the bullshit obstacles that are bladed, I sat at the table that you prepared and I ate it. And I made it. Fuel for my greatness. I know who the fuck I am, and that's why you hate this. That's why you paint this picture of perfection that leads me off the playlist of your bland ass reality. Come on. There'll be no you without me. You knew I was a king, that's why you try to beat it out of me. And teach it out of me. Or teach me how to be a menace to society, all while trying to support my false sense of superiority. Don't you know I'm royalty? Somebody tell your neighbor, don't you know I'm royalty? For real, do you believe that? Tell somebody, don't you know I'm royalty? Look at them like you got me fucked up. Don't you know I'm royalty? It's in my blood, bro. My heart pumps authority. So you can take my crown, but that's just jewelry. Because that's some bars right there, okay? You can take my crown, but that's just jewelry. Because even in chains, it ain't shit you can do with me.
Hey, come on, man.
Not a thing.
Stop that shit, man.
And now, you can call me arrogant. And I don't give a shit. Cause my energy still gonna be fat ass, long ass, hook to the right ass, pain on the top ass, pulsating ass, mushroom head ass, dick. And it ain't gotta be 9 inches long or 3 inches thick. But you understand what I'm saying? You know, that's my shit. Thank you. If you ain't following me on Instagram, JMELLW. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I
want you guys to give a big welcoming applause to Simba. Simba, where you at? All right. I saw her last night, y'all. She definitely does her thing. Y'all give it up for Simba.
You. Yeah.
To the young queen who sells her body on OBT, your legs do not have to be lampposts to be the brightest lights on the trail. Your thighs do not have to trick a truck stop to put food in your mouth. Don't you remember when God made manna fall like rain, and yet you say the exchange is the only way? As if from within of the man you can taste the wheat dissolve on your tongue. Need I remind you, birds have mouths and do not have the capacity to communicate with the Creator, yet their mouth still he feeds, and you keep thinking it needs seed. You have way too much value to let a man's hands crack your porcelain. Do not let the pressure stunt your growth. Do not know your luxury, because there is nothing royal in connecting that type of activity at the Royal Inn and the Roach. That be all in those same bed sheets. He used the phone book to call me. He said you've been pouring tears out your eyes so much that you fill the top up to the dirt ring with it, but you lie to me. You lie to me. You tell me you don't mind, even if it has you laid up in a hospital bed. Cause that one time I have to be strong for you, but really I want to take you, and I want to shake you, and I want to mix your rational up like a snow globe, because this isn't right, and I'm gonna be the one to say so. But you say Simba, chill. Really, it's alright. I don't mind, but young queen, I do, and no, I will not let it go. I'm not throwing dice with your life, mess around and let someone make a t-shirt out of you, like R.I.P. the homeless man on OBT. And when you count your dollars at night, I really want you to stop at 12, cause believe they're on to you, and at that point you will no longer be able to pull the cement like a comforter over your head. A motel will no longer be able to serve as a place of refuge. You see, right? You see, the night that I became your Uber driver, it became way more than just poetry. Orlando and Atlanta community, we have a red light district trying to steal the innocence from underneath our youth. We have homeless teens trick or treating to make ends meet, but there is nothing sweet about letting another teen coerce you into one. You see, I always knew the 528 could really bring the road rage out of a person, but you wanna know what I never knew? You wanna know what I never knew? I never knew just how much traffic Orlando really had. I wish that I couldn't smell you. I wish that I couldn't smell you in the fog of every passing palm tree. I wish that the street never extended its arm, never called you in cement, then pawned you for cash like it was some kind of pimp. See, I shook uncontrollably when you shared with me how you could pay for things like a place to sleep for your nails, young queen. I swear, God did not put me here to judge you. Listen to me when I speak. God put me here to really love you. And God put me here to tell you, when all of those men tell you, hey, baby girl, come on, you just gotta stand there, shawty, like you some sort of street light. No. See, I need you to know. I need you to know that the Most High Creator made you queen, daughter of someone for more than that. So how about tomorrow? Tomorrow when he wakes you up, and you don't have to believe in God for God to believe in you. See, you will understand for the first time in your entire life, trying to live your truth, that you were made as a daughter, as a human, and as a child of the Most High Creator. Young queen, I swear, if no one ever told you, Simba will be the first one to let you know. Listen, you were made for so much more than that. So how about tomorrow, you start acting like you finally understand your worth. Thank you.
We're bringing the second annual Black August ATL Nat Turner Poetry Slam. So this has been amazing. I've been loving the poetry, and well, it's more deeper than just poems. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that because it's about connecting, about the astrological and the history of Black August with the big-headed alchemist, Chief Mikotai. Y'all give it up for the big-headed alchemist, Chief Mikotai. Yeah, give it up.
Yeah, peace everybody. The history of, and shout out to Palmetto and everybody else that put this event on. Especially shout out to them for hitting me up at the last minute. Like, yo, get this. But the history of Black August is deeper than just a Black History Month of revolutionary leaders. You got George Jackson, who was the main figure in that, and his brother Jonathan Jackson, and the other comrades, some who are still living today in the prisons today. And I'm gonna put my brother Mikey on blast if you want to holler at any of, get the names of those brothers and send them some letters, some funds, and communicate with our revolutionary leaders who still putting in work behind them walls, been on the front line for our people. And really put in some great work and still to this day. So the Black August is like a holiday in the sense of where they honor all of our revolutionary leaders, and particularly dealing with George Jackson and them, but it transformed and evolved into all of our leaders because they started noticing, whoa, in August, Nat Turner and Marcus Garvey, all of these other people who were great leaders had movements during that time, and movements got popped up during that time, especially very revolutionary movements against colonial forces. So it's deeper than that. The brother put out a book, Blood in My Eyes, an excellent book for each of y'all to get, and it's other brothers, Shakur. You can get with Mikey to get that information. With poets, I mean, he's a poet himself. He got a poetry book out, and he's still doing things behind the wall. And it's also a month where it's actually dealing with the discipline and the structure of original men and us unifying and turning up, actually. Turning up during that time frame too. So they do fasting during this month, fasting from sun up to sundown. And trust me, that shit ain't no easy. It ain't easy at all. But when you think about, if anybody done been through anything, I just been to jail. I ain't been to the prisons before. Thank the ancestors for that. But I just been to their jails, and I'm from South Cat too. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, being from South Cat, going to jail, all that, you already know how we get treated back there. It's crazy back there. So them brothers, it's a time for them to turn that up, and they get treated like shit back there. Even like right now, they already know that through the prison systems, but it was a way to connect all the prisons together from the West Coast to the East of revolutionary brothers, because they was doing a lot of things too as far as the gang shit. The gang shit trying to overtake the revolutionary shit too at the same time. When they dealing with going at the Pilgrims, the Black Guerrilla family, and then they were instituting the gang, the Bloods, the Crips, all that other shit, and to take over from that. Because think about it, the gang shit wouldn't be popping. We got COINTEL. If they able to take down these powerful Black movements, then they should be able to take down the gang shit. It's the reason why the gang shit is still around. They want that type of energy to be around instead of that unity, that camaraderie, that brotherhood, where that warrior energy actually supposed to be put towards. So that's what this month is about. It's really about turning up your revolutionary spirit. And as far as the cosmic energy of the time, anybody familiar with astrology in the room? I know everybody is. Is everybody familiar? I'm Scorpio, I'm Sagittarius, I'm this and that. Alright, so the season that we in, everybody know the season we in, Leo season, shout out to the Leos. The kings in the building that deal with that royalty energy. But also on this day, the day of the dragon, why so many movements got popped off during this time period is because cosmically it's connected to a fixed star called Regulus. You got like 4 major fixed stars during each season. And this fixed star literally deal with nobility, royalty, and courage, warriorhood. Everything that these brothers demonstrated is dealing with that. Now, in the past, when we had our societies intact prior to us being colonized, we knew this type of shit. You had certain shamans or priests that knew, all right, boom, once this star aligned with this star, we make certain moves. They still do that to this day. This year coming up, Jupiter gonna be in Aries. When you're dealing with Jupiter and Aries, major warfare. You're gonna see the rush to the China, all that other shit that they got going on, warfare to the front. So it's gonna be key for us to know how to utilize these energies for our benefit. And during this time frame, it's conjunct with the fixed star regulars. So that's why you see so much movements popping off the way that they pop off, because it's dealing with warriorhood, kingship, and having the courage to stand up for yourself and not conform. Not conform. So anybody know the significance of December 21st, 2020? Anybody heard of the Mayan calendar, December 12th, end of the world, right? Word. All right, so that actually popped off, the time frame of that actually popped off December 21st, 2020. The dates are all fucked up, but they was talking about a great astrological conjunction, a great astrological alignment that they knew that the world was going to end. Did not the world end as far as that reality? As far as did the world shut the fuck down? Regardless whether this corona shit shut shit down. Now things is going to be moving in a total different direction. As far as the currency, them doing a little monkeypox thing, that's going to be digital currency coming into play, and a lot of automation. Things going to be shifting majorly. But that alignment was Jupiter and Saturn in Aries. In Aquarius. So that's when you hear people say we in the Aquarian age. Now, if anybody know what Aquarius deal with, Aquarius dealing with that straight rebel energy, straight up. It's dealing with the collapse of empires, the collapse of governments. So that's the time frame that we in right now. And it go hand in hand with honoring that Turner, creating your own and having your own. Like when Palmetto came up here with Black Flag, establishing your own nations. And the practicality of it is real simple. When you understand the astrological practicality, you say you understand how to read astrology, boom, you might be going through your Venus period. I'll give you an example of me. I got, making different moves. I know this person going through their Venus period, Venus return. Oh, boom, I'm gonna get you to make this move because I know the energy is cosmically with you and we gonna easily get this thing done. So boom, that goes smooth. And they'll be like, oh snap, yeah. Because prior to that, we'll do certain moves and it don't happen. But you do them same moves during the time period that you cosmically connected, you good and things will flow better for you. So if in any field you're dealing with, I deal with welding and blacksmith. The first thing that I made within welding and blacksmith was a sword and some workout equipment. I love to do calisthenics and workout. So I give an example of that, but I have my own indigenous literally company that I create. I know how to formulate indigenous trust and indigenous business where you not taxes it, you tax exempt. There's two ways: you can be religious or you can have an indigenous tax exemption. And even if you want some Pan-African, that's cool. You indigenous to Africa, so you indigenous to this whole planet. But you gotta think outside of the box on how you set up structures at this point. You gotta think outside of the box on how you set up families, everything. So I got my little nephew studying some things on nanotech with me. So just think outside of the box because we did this in ancient times. One of the first in nanotech in ancient times was when the Moorish alchemists that was going against the Crusades created the Damascus swords. If anybody familiar with that, that was nanotechnology. Shit ain't new. The Pilgrim just put his name on it, and we don't know who we be. So he able to twist it into a way that's beneficial for him. But we can do the opposite. Reclaim what's ours, and literally use all our energy for our perpetual benefit, because that's the time frame that we're in. It's a perpetual rise of indigenous people and the eternal collapse of colonial governments and societies. So just be mindful of how you moving, the team you moving with, and that's all I gotta say. I don't want to be too long. Salute.
Let's give it up for King. Let's get it. Requested me to do poetry. I don't know if I want to do poetry.
Hey, do you want Wizdom to Healer to do poetry?
Let's vote it. Like y'all want to hear a poem from me, y'all?
I want to hear that.
Alright. I was over here thinking about what I was gonna say too, like, but I like the mic and everything, but I'm gonna put the mic down. What is that though? What does that sound like? That sounds like oh, is that? Damn, it sounds like the chewing on shine. You feel me? Like I like that though. I still like the beep, 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 beep. You can't take the Brooklyn out of me, bro. You can't take the Brooklyn out of me. Nah. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this piece. I'm not even gonna use the mic.
Right.
So, give it up for all the fathers in here. Give it up for all the fathers. Let me get a round of applause. Yes. So this poem right here is called Letter to Dad. Easy to walk away. Never looking back. Wakes up every morning. Work hard, love strong, but never gets what he deserves. Fathers are fathers. Dad, why? Dad, why teach me what you don't want me to be, but turn around and treat the girls the same way you don't want me to get treated? Dad, why? Why you not with mommy anymore? Was it all fake? How was your marriage with her? Why am I the last to know everything? I have feelings too. I'm ending up with guys like you. I tried a straight way, but they keep coming back and I'm attracted to them. I think one way and I end another way. I love you, Dad, but why are you judgmental? My current and future decisions I never told because I was afraid of you being bold. You drinking your whole life damaged my life. But now that we are both getting older, I see a few changes. I see a few less lovers. I misinterpret your ways. I was blinded by the woman who nurtured me. Closed-minded by heart through these eyes, these feelings I cannot explain. But Daddy, I forgive you. I forgive you for all the fights. I apologize for blaming you for everything. Now I know all along who was right. Now I know all along who provoked it. My nurturer played the victim. My nurturer wanted me all to herself. But listen, I can't get mad. Dad, you knew what you was getting yourself into. Why you felt as though I was too young to overstand, knowing that my ears was polluted by the words of my nurturer? Your dad ain't shit. Look at your dad choosing drinks over us, blah, blah, blah. I listened to it, but I never digested it. Reminiscing the past, observing it fast. I seen a man coming home just to drink a cold beer. I seen a man on his days off playing his music, playing his drums, with a Smirnoff and a cranberry juice on the side. I seen a man raise his two daughters, even though one lived in Jersey, he lived with one in Brooklyn. I seen a man raise his daughters and give his daughters the critical thinking skills they needed. Who was born first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the chicken was born from the egg and the egg was born from the chicken. 21 years later, my response was evolution. The first look of a dope I was given. Ring, ring, ring. First swing into the downtown. Bendiciones, mi hija. Take care of my granddaughter and I love you, my daughter. First swing into the downtown. Bendiciones, papi, I love you too. A promise he gave his offspring while his offspring was growing up. My daughters would grow together and I would die knowing that they would always love each other. A promise that was never broken. See, Dad always talked about death. The people he most loved died young. He always felt that he was next. High blood pressure, diabetes, taking at least 12 pills, but shit, Dad never stressed about bills. But loving someone killed. A trip to a foreign country made him realize how much he was appreciated. Heart filled with happiness, arguments from left to right, but I never failed to say, I love you, Dad. My big papa, my dandado, mi guerrero, my warrior, papi. Thank you for sheltering me and thank you for being the best dad ever. Shout out to all the fathers, y'all. That's that.
Without further ado, Q major. Yes.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Attention, attention. You are about to enter the world of Q Major. It all started while scrolling through Facebook. Video. I see them burning, barbecue, 4th of July. You see black people used to be the original barbecue. I see blacks burning alive on the 4th of July. We were the original barbecue.
I ain't no slave. Bible never said keep us blacks as slaves. Bible never said kill us. Bible never said rape us. I ain't no slave. However, I know the tone they use. Nigga tone trickles down family trees and got our own dialect. So don't tell me ain't a word or finna. Don't mean that I'm not about to do something of that butter ain't butter. And a big F you to everybody that tries to rob us of our ebonics like it ain't a nigga making the best out of our damn situation. We ain't choose. I ain't no slave. However, that shit be in my roots. They didn't choose it, but some choices are made for us. Crack goes the whip when whip meets skin. Our skin cracks as the whip hits and splits and open. Because my black ancestors are me. I hear the pain.
It ain't that deep, actually. I like to tell stories with my poetry. You mind if I tell y'all a story real quick?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'ma tell y'all about the first time I fell in love. If that's cool.
Talk about it.
All right, bet. Okay, so today you hear the story about Marcus and Mima. She was the light to my dark like Martin and Gina. I recall the first time that I seen her. She was at the church upstaging a preacher. Her father introduced, said she was here from DC for a couple of weeks and he thought that we should meet. Thinking like he must not know me and all them hearts that I done broke up and down Main Street, but we exchanged numbers, a hug and a wink, spoke on the phone, and then a couple days later we linked, and almost instantly I could see vividly that this type of chemistry could change me exponentially, because we connected mentally and then physically. In fact, so well physically, I'm like, yo, this shit might be meant to be. Eventually our lust turned into love so quickly that I did not know what it was that had me talking on the phone for 5 hours a day from 5 states away, even when there's nothing to say. I looked up in 2 years that went by with me, mine by my side, the apple of my eye. I told her, I don't think I need nobody but you. So she looked at me and said, well, what you trying to do? We agreed that we wanted the same thing, so now we walk around the mall and shopping for rings. I like the way that shine, I like the way that bling, and then she settled on one she liked that she'd seen, so I double back and I bought it. I had my doubts, but I bought it. I took my player card out my pocket and tossed it. And then I said them 4 words you say, and she said yes on her 19th birthday. We was young, so it was criticized, but I could see it in her eyes and her mind that our love was solidified. We carried on, neglecting, protection. Then I got the call like, baby, I think I'm pregnant. And then came the wave that broke the levee. When I asked her like, baby, do you think that we ready? Cause then silence came through the phone. Then the chill into her tone. When she said, what are you on? Yeah, nigga, have I been planning our life alone? Look, I ain't saying I don't want it. I ain't saying I do. These just some thoughts on my mind that I'm sharing with you. But that was not what she was trying to hear. So she cussed me out and banged the phone down in my ear. We used to have these phones where you could bang. So we ain't speak for a couple of days. I imagine that she was feeling a couple of ways, and then the woman that I thought that I'd be with to the end said, send the money for abortion or don't call me again. She spoke with a certainty equivalent to my ambivalence, cause me, I had decided since I don't want to get rid of it. She said, you right, we ain't ready for this, cause you sleep in a trap spot, we ain't got nowhere to live. I told her I could change that way before you deliver. So if I make that happen, baby girl, would you reconsider? She said maybe, so I took that as a yes and proceeded to find us an address. I signed a lease on Monday, called to tell her the news. I hit her line a couple times, but I could not get through. So we ain't speak that day, or the next day either. She called me Wednesday and told me that she had the procedure. From that instant, she became distant, and all of my persistence was met with resistance. Then she told me that she met her a friend. Excuse me, come again? I said, well, did you fuck him yet? She said yes.
Damn.
He said, well, did you suck his dick?
What she said?
She said, that's a part of sex.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you the pain, the misery. Now she got this nigga thinking that it's meant to be. Man, how could you do this to a brother? Now I'm laying under the covers, listening to Usher.
Go ahead.
I made a vow right there and then to never, ever be light-skinned again. But I ain't innocent, so don't give me the line. I had a whole nother girlfriend about half of that time.
Right, give it up for Andre.
Oh, I just love when black people get together intentionally. That's what I love.
Hey, let's give it up for that.
Okay, so I'm from Philly. My name is Andre Y. Y stands for With Youthful Zeal and Excellence. I saw this online and I was like, man, I haven't entered a poetry competition before, but I used to spit at college and I still spit a lot now. So I had a piece that I wanted to share with y'all, and it said in that term was hard. You knew what it was. I just figured I might as well show up, drop this one for y'all. And I feel like y'all appreciate it. I appreciate y'all ears. So here we go. This poem is called Illegal Alien. I want to go home. Just want to go home. See, I was born here in America, but was back home where I was introduced to my throne. I learned to stand up straight and speak with the tone of a king, but most importantly, that's why the royalty I saw was the same tone as me. Now don't get it twisted, because I'm still deemed a king through lineage, but here in America, young black men become so far removed from royalty that they scalpish when they try to put a crown on. Feel like they got a clown on any single one of us is trying to get ahead of life and tuck away a few ducats instead of going to college for 6 years for thousands of buckets. You and your boys gonna forget about 6 months down the line. Get mad at young men like me because you spend a lot of time with the same woman trying to build a relationship instead of trying to dip on every situationship that ends up involving some emotion. How you gonna clown me because I cultivate the land I own? You don't even know me. But I never saw kings argue with peasants, so why would I ever think that you could dethrone me? See, you don't know my future, my lineage, or my history, so if my character's a mystery to you, don't decide to fill in the blanks with the images you catch on the 6 o'clock news or the dumb views you hear spewed on love of hip-hop. That's not how I was taught to function. Yes, I am a grown man, but if I act like a plea fool, my mother still slap me in public, and you look at me like I'm a problem with society. Like I don't have 400 years worth of pride, prejudice, and expectations all riding on my shoulders. Man, I wake up every day and move bolder so I can get young black men to at least throw stones. I'm talking about at least leave the streets and stop pitching stone. You can go home and see what the fight is for. So many of us don't want more for ourselves because we ignore what we do have. We treat the good like the bad until the whole world is so sad the way they treat us. Like we expected them to give us respect when they gave us 40 acres and a mule just because they beat us. But anyway, let me get back to the matters at hand. So I can feel the negative expectations society places on me. Every time things hit the fan, they look at me like I don't even got a plan. I'm starting to realize they just pre-programmed, can't stand the sight of a young black. And I won't say I've never affirmed the same stereotype in the same way with different women, but I'll be damned if I play deafblind, dummy, or victim. My spirit just get heavy because I look around and see a whole bunch of people that look just like me. Why I gotta be so hard to uplift them? So I sit helpless. I watch them glorify having multiple baby mothers and cook coke in their mama kitchens. You know, I talked to a young boy the other day who started thinking about prison when I asked him what his favorite system was. Thinking it's supposed to be an Xbox One because maybe he can follow that and it'll follow his direction, but maybe that, ooh, here we go. I'm thinking maybe it'll be an Xbox One because he can talk to that and it'll follow his direction, and maybe that'll be the inception of a great man's mindset for him. You see, the world don't tell young black men we can be great. That's why we ride Dre beats so goddamn loud, because maybe if I can drown out the sound of everybody telling me failure's the only option, I'll be able to fathom a world where these words actually hold weight. My fate won't lie behind bars. Me and my peers won't ever be scared of stars because we all gonna sleep on clouds. But instead, all I look around and see is a whole bunch of young black men that don't know how to love women because we weren't taught how to love ourselves. We got women complaining because you got men that love gold, mistaking them for kings that love their position. Then you end up lost, misled, and smitten. That don't give you an excuse to judge me, because trust me, As a young black man, I undergo more scrutiny than LeBron James in the playoffs. While ain't yet had you playoff words spit by rappers you think are my favorite idols because you want to predetermine what I might steal from you? And the only thing I've been trying to heal from you and get you to understand is that as a young black man, I was taught how to say please, thank you, excuse me, and you're welcome, as well as blessed with the innate ability to tell when somebody's looking at me like I don't deserve to breathe the same air you breathe. Stop looking at me like I don't deserve to walk on a plane I'm in the process of changing. You just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes.
Thank you. Andre Wise. Y'all can find me on the gram. Andre, A-N-D-R-E. W-Y as in yes, Z as in zebra, E as in easy. I'm actually having a poetry storytelling show on Thursday. MTV, Unplugged, VH1, storytellers, whatever you want to call it. But you hit the link in my bio, you'll find out about that. And I appreciate y'all for listening.
Oh, please, I need a drum roll. Drum roll. Yes.
That's what's up.
Gotta count me.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
So we're gonna do that.
Speech.
Go ahead, boy.
Speech.
Yes.
Hold on. But we're not cash apping.
Oh, don't cash out. Straight cash. Straight cash. Yes.
80, $100.
Oh my gosh. I was not expecting to win, but I feel like I already won because I got to come and express in a new space, on a new stage, in a new city. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And the space. Again, thank you for this. And I definitely will be back because y'all have me wanted to move here. But you know, if I come out, but if you guys are ever in Orlando, I do events. We do events. We're also looking for sponsors for the nonprofit. We work with youth in Orlando. We have a studio program coming up. So if you guys would like to donate, we take any donations. Again, it's for the kids. It's free. It's